trade. You know, man, you got difference of opinions on that. You know, but I can understand how a person can feel that, you know, why would I give up my future for a player like Kevin Durant? You look at a player like Jalen Green. Jalen Green averaging coming off a season where he's averaging 21 points a night and he's still young. So it's understandable. But at the same time, man, in the past when teams went through this same process, they gave up so much to get a player like Kevin Durant. So for me, it makes sense because you didn't have to give up as much. You know, you only gave up two players. You gave away a player like Jalen Green, which who's constantly getting better each year, and you gave up a player like Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is a good basketball player, but let's be honest, he's replaceable. You get what I'm saying? So, and then you gave up a few second round picks. Let's be honest. A lot of times second round picks do not pan out. So I look at Houston looking at the talent that they have on their team already, and they're going with the for sure talent. We know that Kevin Durant is a proven talent. Now, in spite of his mishaps in the postseasons, probably the last couple of years, but you also have to look at too times he was successful, and I'm not just talking about the times he was with Golden State. You got to look at the times that when he was with OKC, he led his team to the championship but fell short going against the LeBron James Miami Heat team. So we know that he's capable of playing basketball, not to mention playoff basketball. You get what I'm saying? So, like I say, for the naysayers, for me, I understand it. You get what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't be willing to give up my future as well. But you got to ask yourself, Jalen Green, like, how high is his ceiling? You know what I'm saying? Versus a player like Kevin Durant, that we know that this dude is one of the best scorers we ever see play the game.
Well, I think that that's what a lot of people. I think what my frustration with a lot of people is. Everybody look at the scoring, production, those things Kevin Durant does very well. But when you think about Kevin Durant, the intangibles, that's what he loses me. The leadership aspect of it, making players better. Now he can. I mean, when he can make players better to some degree. I'm not gonna say he just a complete, but I think the intangibles of the leadership, stepping up in big moments at times, things like that. When you're getting a guy like of Kevin Durant, Matt, too, those are things that you need to count on. Can this guy deliver on a night in and out basis with the intangible leadership? And I just look at that when I look at Kevin Durant, he don't bring that. And when you're asking a guy like Kevin Durant to come to your team and be to be the savior to so much, because we know offensively, Houston Rockets struggle to come be that part. Can he do that? Can he buy in? And also, too, health is a concern, man. Now we know what LeBron James. I'm not trying to, LeBron James his durability. Kevin Durant has been not as durable. Now you come into what 17 of his career, something like that. He's coming into, he's getting up there in age. At what point do you say, man, is it worth it? I think that Houston Rockets is going to regret this. I know you said about the second round picks, and no, these guys don't hit, but you got guys like Jalen Brunson and Draymond Green that was found in the second round. So these second round picks might turn into something of years
But,
down the
but
line. You looking like, dang, you just helped the franchise, what I'm saying, get on their feet after these picks.
But you
I
gotta
don't
ask
know.
yourself, with second round picks, like how often does this happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Would you so it's like this, like I would be willing to risk bringing in a player like Kevin Durant versus a second round pick, a few second round picks that we know in the history of the game. When you look at the percentage of these picks panning out, is very low. So that's why I say it's more understandable. Like now, when you're talking about somebody that can deliver, we know that Kevin Durant can step up in big moments. That's not a question. You get what I'm saying? Now, as far as the leadership aspect, you know, you bringing in Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to bring Kevin Durant to come in to be the leader of your team. You get what I'm saying? You got players like Fred VanVleet. You get what I'm saying? That has won a championship before, that can be a leader on your team. You got other players that's on this roster that can be the leader of this team. You get what I'm saying? The best player does not always have to be the leader of the team. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want them to lead by their actions and their work ethics, but you got to ask yourself, like when you look at a team like Golden State, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, you know, you can't. I mean, on the court, you know, you look at when we look at Steph Curry, yeah, he's the leader when it comes to like scoring, but let's be honest, Draymond Green was the backbone of that team. You get what I'm saying? And
I,
so,
I understand what you're
and it's
saying
the
too.
same, and it's the same with when you look at it's the same when you look at this team here. You get what I'm saying? You can bring him in or whatnot, and with his skill set, you get what I'm saying. He feel a void that they need for his, you know, field goal percentage. They was like probably within the like I think ranked like 22 or something like that when it came to field goal percentage.
So they
You get what
basically
I'm
like
saying?
Orlando then.
Right. So now you got somebody like Kevin Durant that's field goal percentage was like 49 and 50% from the mid range. So he definitely can help out where they lack it. You get what I'm saying? We know that Kevin Durant, he can play. He's one of the best wings in the league still at his age. You know, so then teaming him up with the people that you have him around. A lot of times, man, we have to look at this too, right? With these teams that, and it's not me taking because I criticize Kevin Durant a lot, but we have to look at this as well, right? The teams that Kevin Durant was on, a lot of times you teamed him up with guys that was of the similar mold as him. So you didn't have other players to do the other things that was necessary on this team. You know what I'm saying? Like you bringing him into a team like a wing
I
with
get what
another
you're saying.
wing, and you don't have nobody that's going to be able to do the dirty work on the team
Got
to facilitate. You get what I'm saying? So that's the problem when you start when GMs look into developing these teams, these super teams, so called, you know, they bring in a bunch of scores on the team and they forget, they disregard the other things that's required. You know what I'm saying? Like who's going to be the role player? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do this? You get what I'm saying? So for me, I think that was one of the things that was the problem with Kevin Durant with a lot of these prior teams that he was a part of.